I accidentally dropped my jade pendant into an ancient cauldron. I originally planned to reach in and retrieve it, but no matter how I tried, I couldn't reach. So I tried moving the cauldron. To my surprise, it was as light as foam, but I had no idea that my actions had caused the girl behind me to be startled and frightened. In that moment, she suddenly remembered what her grandfather had said, that the engagement he had arranged for her could help the family overcome any disaster. The funny thing was, her father had always thought of me as a useless person, believing I had no inner strength and never agreeing to the marriage. Little did he know I was born with the martial saint body. My physical strength alone made me invincible in the world, but my master, worried I might become arrogant, had always told me I had no inner power, and after 20 years of training, I was no better than the gatekeeper. I had always felt guilty, thinking I had disappointed my master. To help me hone my character, my master gave me a jade pendant and sent me down the mountain to rescue my fiancée. Unexpectedly, as soon as I left the mountain, I encountered a group of people chasing a man. Seeing the man desperately pleading for help, I intervened, quickly helping him escape the scene. The man, badly wounded, was trying to return home. I agreed to escort him. When we arrived at the martial arts school, I met his daughter for the first time, and immediately I was struck by love at first sight. What I didn't know was, this girl was the fiancée I had been longing for. To repay my life-saving grace, the man promised to help me find her. But when he learned that the woman I was looking for was his own daughter, the girl wanted to tell the truth, but her father stopped her. Though the man was grateful, he still believed that someone with no inner strength like me was unworthy of his daughter, so he kept her true identity from me. As I was leaving, the jade pendant accidentally fell into the ancient cauldron. That's when the girl realized I was not an ordinary person, but just as she was about to tell her father, a disciple from the martial arts school rushed in. It turned out their rival school had come to challenge them. The man was furious and immediately got ready to fight. The girl, anxious, knew her father's injuries hadn't fully healed and that he was no match for the opponents. She hurriedly came to me for help. I reluctantly said that aside from being faster and stronger, I had no internal power, but seeing the sadness on her face, I couldn't refuse her request. As we ran out, we saw them bring a coffin and declare they wanted to set up a life-or-death duel with my father-in-law's school. If they lost, they would give up their school and abandon their martial arts. My father-in-law hesitated at first, but was provoked by their words and immediately agreed to the challenge. However, their first contestant was a young martial genius who had previously killed the eldest disciples of other sects. Everyone was scared, except for the eldest disciple who stepped forward to face him, because he had secretly made a deal with the opponent. If he deliberately lost, the rival would get the school, and the young female disciple unexpectedly. I saw through the eldest disciple's flawed moves right away. When the eldest disciple was defeated, I kindly tried to warn him, but he completely ignored me, clearly having no intention of winning. When they fought again, he didn't even make contact with the opponent's sword and immediately fell to the ground to concede defeat. Seeing this, the second disciple stepped up. My father-in-law placed all his hopes on him, but the second disciple was on a completely different level than the opponent. After a few moves, he too was easily defeated. Realizing he was no match for the enemy, the second disciple remembered my advice and followed my method of attack. To his surprise, he easily defeated the opponent. The girl looked at me with expectation, but just then, the enemy brought in reinforcements, a man known as the First Blood Knife. My father-in-law was enraged and strongly opposed them bringing in another outsider, but they claimed he was a newly recruited guest elder, so he was considered a member of their school. The second disciple decided to test the man's skill, and after one strike, the man didn't even move, and in less than 3 moves, the second disciple was knocked down completely. The man forced the second disciple to kneel and admit that his entire family were useless, or else he would die on the spot. The second disciple refused. Seeing the situation escalate, the girl didn't want to involve me any further. She took off her jade pendant and told me that she was his fiancée. She begged me to leave this place of trouble, but recalling what my master had told me to protect the girl, and noticing the enemy's move flaws, I decided to step in and fight for the girl's honor in this battle.